You know what? Sometimes you try out a new anime and you come up Snake Eyes. That's just life in the Crunchyroll casino.
Yes.
Speaking of, we watched another Scorsese film,
Yes,
Casino.
Casino. Yeah.
So Daniel, let me tell you about the new Scorsese movie I watched. It's
Yeah.
about a guy who starts off at the bottom rung of a shady enterprise, rises to a position of prominence, has a toxic marriage with a hot blonde, usually,
Yeah.
um, who turns to drugs because of the stress of being married to him. Um, he acts too big for his britches. The feds catch on. He's cast down, and there's like a 2/3 chance of Joe Pesci being around as a uh, crazed mob enforcer.
uh, was that Goodfellas?
It could also except for the Joe Pesci angle, it could also possibly be Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah. Yeah, especially with the hot blonde wife.
Yep.
But yes, so I guess you could call this the second part in the Martin Scorsese true story gangster uh, trilogy. Um, so, which is, and of course, all three of those movies are based on a true story. Um, but yeah, so Casino is the mob movie set in Las Vegas in the 1970s and 80s, back when the wise guys were running the town, and and I will say Vegas was actually a great place to visit when the wise guys were running the town, which I know might seem hard to believe, but no, it was.
As long as you didn't run afoul of them.
Right. Yeah. I mean, because like for instance, like everything was pretty affordable there. Like you could get a hotel room at a decent rate. Food was reasonably priced. I mean, you could get like prime rib for like good prime rib for like $6. Which back in 19, the 70s and 80s, that was, you know, not that was a pretty, good deal there. Um, and you go see a show and all that stuff, and all of that was because they wanted you in the casino gambling. So whatever money they lost on food or hotel rooms or anything like that, they just made up for it in the casino.
Right. It
um
was the loss leader.
right, yeah. And of course this movie is the story of one of the big casino managers in the movie. His name is Sam Ace Rothstein, who's played by Robert De Niro. And as DB alluded to, he was started very low in this mob organization, which has different locations. I think in real life, it was based in. I think the main people were in Chicago, but then they also had people in Kansas City. And the reason they're in Kansas City was because that was the closest city in the Midwest they could be. That was close to Las Vegas without them getting into trouble. Um, and so basically, De Niro, he starts off at the bottom of this. He's a bookie, and he's like a really good bookie. And of course, he's best
According
friend.
to according to a historical video that Daniel showed me, he actually was responsible for bringing sports betting into Vegas.
Yeah, yeah, which yeah, still a big thing there. Yeah, and of course, sports betting is legal now in the United States. Um, you can think old Sam. What was his real Rosenthal? Yeah, Sam Rosenthal. But yeah. So Sam's also got his buddy Nikki Santoro, who is played by Joe Pesci, and so De Niro, Sam, he gets called out to run this casino in Vegas called the Tangiers, which is not a real casino.
Right. It's like how in some biopics they'll create a character who's like a composite of a few different people. In this case, it was a composite of the 4 casinos that De Niro's character ran in real life.
Right. Yeah, it was like it was the one of them was the Stardust, which I've actually been in the Stardust, um, which
I
is
think I
supposed to
have
start.
too.
Yeah, I think they tore that down like a long time ago,
Oh, then never mind.
uh, but um, but uh, but yeah, well, the Stardust was actually where I saw Don Rickles, who was also in this movie. Um,
I think I heard they also tore Don Rickles down too, but he did it to plenty of other people. So
yeah, that's true. Yes, he did. Yeah. um, and but yeah, so he's running the Tangiers, and of course, one of the aspects of it that I thought was actually true was that in order it's true is that in order to work in a casino, run a casino, you have to have a license to do it. It's sort of like having like I used to own a business that sold alcohol. You have to have a liquor license. So if you work in a casino, you have to have a license for work in a casino. And but the thing is, of course, he's like, well, they're not going to give me a license because of his mob connections. So like, oh, don't worry about it. You just fill out the application, and you could still do the job while the application's being processed, and then you just change your job title, and then get a new application because
whereas
there's
like, oh, and the waiting list is 10 years long. So
right, yeah. And so that was a workaround that he had, and so he starts running this casino, and the big part of it too is the most of it is just him setting everything up, and of course like the fact that the mob family that he's working with, they get their cut, so they show the guy like putting the money in the bag, in the back room where they keep all the money, and they're like, oh yeah, I see, nobody sees them doing it because they're all busy doing all their other stuff. They're like, oh, I didn't see anything. um yeah.
yep. So like outside of it following the Scorsese anti-hero's journey, as I'll
Yeah.
term it now,
Mm.
um, it's also like the real history is like the story of how the mob lost Vegas.
Yeah.
Because now this may shock you. This may startle and confuse you, but Joe Pesci's character is a bit of a loose cannon who may have brought additional heat on themselves that wasn't strictly necessary.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
know this will startle you and confuse you. And I would say it's almost like he and Scorsese were trying to like outdo his character from Goodfellas.
Yeah. Oh yeah. he he well, he really liked bashing people's heads in with a phone receiver.
Yep. And like
Like,
one scene, there's like an informant who they're trying to squeeze. They squeeze him literally with the.
yes. Oh god, yeah. They put his head in a vice.
It's like, I put a head in your vice, you blankety blank.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, so and so, you're working with so and so. You maybe put your head in a bleeping vice for pop your eye out for so and so.
Oh, he stabbed him in the testicles with an ice pick.
Yeah.
Oh man, but he's a loose cannon, and of course he's going around all these casinos running his little hustle, trying to getting money out of there, and of course De Niro keeps warning him like you keep doing this, you're going to get banned from all these casinos, and you're going to end up in the black book,
right. With Capone.
yeah. And then of course the other aspect of it too is with Sharon Stone's character. What was her name? Ginger. And
that storyline is it's like the epitome of don't try to turn a hoe into a housewife.
yes, yeah, yes, So yeah, yes, Ginger is a working girl who's also a hustler, and Sam, sees her working, and he just immediately falls in love with her, and it's like, dude, really?
No.
Yeah,
Especially one who has been in love with her pimp, played by James Woods, since she was 14, with, quote, those stupid braces.
yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, James Woods in this movie is a real slime ball.
And he does a good job of it.
He does, yeah, he does. Um, and but yeah, it's yeah. So the movie is basically just like, yeah, the as we said, the rise and fall of him, with his empire, and then of course, yeah, the fall of the mafia in running Las Vegas, and and there are a lot of, like, of course, like a lot like with Goodfellas and Wolf of Wall Street, there are like montages of different happenings that go on in the casino. Like for instance, um, uh, there's one of the guy running the slot machine manager, who he's only working there because like his brother is the county commissioner and he's related to a whole bunch of people. But the problem is he's a real idiot, and
Yep. And people keep scamming him all the time.
right, and he's played by Joe Bob Briggs.
Which I'm not being as big of a Briggs aficionado as you, I didn't notice, but that's kind of hilarious because what at the time, even at the time, he was just known as the
Horror host, yeah.
yeah, like late night horror host guy.
Oh yeah. This is not how you treat people, Mr. Rothstein. And of course, my one, I will say, my one complaint about the movie was that we didn't get enough Don Rickles, being Don Rickles.
Right, like his usual insult comic self.
Right. Yeah. He's just very, matter of fact.
You know what? Okay,
Yeah.
so sidebar. I listened to a commentary track with the Simpsons writers once,
Yeah.
where they actually tried to get Don Rickles on the show.
Oh.
And he was a bit of a crank. So, so of course, so the joke was going to be that he'd be doing like an insult show, and rather than and he'd like see Homer and start making fun of him, and the joke was that Homer was just going to be playfully delighted at this roasting.
Yeah.
And so, like you do when you're writing a guest spot for a guest star, you think about, okay, like what's his general style of humor? We'll do something like that. And so they wrote down they wrote up a few like Don Rickles style insults for him to use, like, and sent it along to him to approve, and thought nothing of it. And Rickles apparently got super pissed off because he thought they had like actually plagiarized his bits.
Oh.
So that tanked that guest star right there.
Oh man. Oh. Oh, that's too bad.
Yep, that could have been a fun episode, but
Yeah.
just too sensitive, I guess.
Yeah. Well,
some people can dish it out, but they can't take it.
yeah. So but yeah, he of course there is a scene where Pesci's bashing his head in with a phone.
Yeah.
Just like, God, jeez.
Oh, sure, you won't be in The Simpsons, but you'll be in this.
Oh yeah. Man. The other thing I will say, the other part I did like, though, was the banter between De Niro and Pesci. When they're like arguing about stuff, like the scene when they're out in the desert. like, hey, I need to talk to you out in the desert. Basically tells them the code for I need to talk to you out in the desert. Like, uh-oh.
Yep.
Because you go out to the desert, you're like, oh yeah, that's where they dump the bodies.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say it's overall enjoyable. I think if I was going to rank it in that trilogy, the trilogy of what we've seen of based on a true story Scorsese movies,
Yeah.
I think my personal tier list would still be Wolf of Wall Street first, just because it's the most funny um, uh, and what's his name? DiCaprio gave like a career winning, like career top performance that really should have gotten him the Oscar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then I would probably put Goodfellas over this one just for length.
Yeah.
But this one is still very good. Like if you're 9.7 out of 10 and the one above you is 9.8 or 10, then like you're doing fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I would. For me, I would probably flip Goodfellas and Wolf of Wall Street. I put Goodfellas over Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, I can see why.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, but that's not to diss this movie. I mean, this movie was really good too.
Yeah, I would say that, you know what? I think the biggest difference is that this one, like the other two, in my opinion, the rise and fall was more caused by the character's foibles.
Yeah.
Like, sure, this guy destroyed his marriage by trying to, or life by trying to marry a prostitute, his personal life, but it didn't necessarily like impinge on his business in the same way that DiCaprio's character being a Quaalude-addled sociopath
Yeah.
affected him in Wolf of Wall Street.
Right. Yeah. Or Ray Liotta in Goodfellas, being coked out of his mind. Yeah.
Right. Actually, okay, so was he doing an awful lot of drugs? I recall like his wife doing a lot of drugs.
Oh no, he was doing drugs. No, yeah, he was. I don't remember. He had those like two girlfriends. He was going over to their place all the time. And they were constantly snorting cocaine.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right now.
Yeah.
It's been a couple of days since I watched it, but anyways, yeah, like it's.
You were talking about Casino?
Yeah, Casino.
I thought you meant Goodfellas. No. De Niro wasn't doing drugs. No, he had although he was taking medication because he had ulcers, which was
right,
understandable. But yeah, I don't.
Right, with the stress he was under.
Right. Yeah. I think the only one doing drugs was Sharon Stone. But I will say the other part of the movie that I found a little unbelievable is okay. Spoilers. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, I wonder. Okay.
It's Joe Pesci and Sharon Stone having an affair.
Okay, so what you could believe that Jim Belushi could pick up a random hot blonde doctor in Spies Like Us,
but Joe Pesci couldn't get Sharon Stone.
Is that what you're saying? Because it sounds like that's what you're saying.
Well, I mean, okay, you got me there. Okay, all right. Point disproven.
Well, now it's just be consistent. But the other spoiler thoughts, which is also related to Joe Pesci, it's about the movie's end. So if we've made this sound at all appealing to you, close the video now. If you want to hear us talk about it, go ahead and open us up later. Yeah. But I suspect that if you watch the scene, you're going to know the scene we're talking about because it's going to stand out.
Yes. Yeah.
So, okay. You have until 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So, the death of Joe Pesci's character is just brutal.
Yeah.
Because they handle it in a really neat way. Because it's like the whole time they've been switching between different narrators, and that's kind of another thing that makes it like a little distinct is that usually you would stick to like the one narrator through these movies.
Yeah.
But like it was more an ensemble piece than a star piece, I guess.
Yeah, because it would swap between De Niro and then Pesci.
Yep. And so Pesci thinks that he's going out to meet the Kansas mob in a cornfield, and that he's going to be bringing his brother in on his operation in Vegas. And he's in the middle of his monologue when suddenly he gets the first aluminum bat stroke to the back.
Yeah. Yeah, and then they beat his brother to death while he's watching.
I don't think in any movie I have ever seen him cry before.
Yeah, I don't think the only other one I can think of, maybe one of the Lethal Weapon movies, but not crying. But that was not the same crying. Yeah, this was like sobbing. Yeah,
Yeah, like just piteously wailing as he begs for his brother.
yeah,
Please stop. He's still breathing. And then they just
yeah,
stop for a second, look at him. It's right back to the savage beating.
yeah.
And the crazy thing is, that actually happened. Like that's the thing about this movie, according to the video that Daniel found for us. So let me go ahead and give it a plug. It was over at
Joe Blow.
Joe Blow.
Yeah.
This movie was actually reasonably accurate by biopic standards. Like if you the only time you make yourself sound silly if you watch this instead of reading the associated book that came out the same year. You would somebody like there was never a casino called the Tangiers. What are you talking about? Like most of the rest of it happened, and the cornfield incident happened. Like that was nuts.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was yeah, and then they buried them while they were still alive.
Yeah. Which oof.
Yeah.
So not as fun of a movie as some of the other ones, but like it's still very good, and it's currently on Netflix.
Yes, until the end of the month.
Which thankfully it's towards the start of the month, so you have some time.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. Well, yes, definitely recommend. But I think we've said all we need to say for tonight.